it's time to dish with Dee. That's me. It's time for Hot Topics for Weight Loss. Today's hot topic, let's get right into it because I don't like to mince words, is one of my favorite things that I talk about. If you're a member of my Facebook group and if you come to my Tea with Dee, and if you don't, either you should for both. We meet on my channel every night, usually at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And then my question, my Facebook group, links are in the description, the box below, the drop down. And I highly recommend it because there's a lot of information that comes flying through there, and not all of it is from me. I have a lot of fun people that come every day, and let me tell you, it's a great group. And I talk about, can you guess? Honest tracking. Honest tracking. There's tracking, and then there's honest tracking. Because let's say, you can track your food and why am I not losing? Are you tracking honestly? Are you tracking the correct amount? I was a person, and I freely admit this, that I use the quick add. I sit there and go, yeah, 8 points, and put quick add, lunch 8 points. Well, truth be told, lunch could have been 10 or 12 points because I kind of round stuff. Granted, it worked for me for a while, but towards the end, that last 14 pounds, it didn't. I struggled all last summer. I don't think I had a loss or much of anything. I reached my 100 pounds in June. I needed to lose 14 more. I didn't reach my 14 till December, 8th or 9th. And well, that's great, but I'm really thinking this summer I just didn't honest track. I didn't put, I grabbed some nuts, throw them in my mouth. That's a couple nuts. Yeah, it's a little bit, a handful of Cheerios. And yeah, it's not bad. No, it's not bad, but when compounded with the nuts and everything else, it added up. And so I firmly believe that if you really aren't losing, if you're stuck, look at what you're not putting down in your tracker, because you only get a certain amount of points a day. And those points are up to you how to use them. But if you're not, I grabbed a cheese stick, it's only a point. True, it is only a point, but a point on top of something else that you might not have tracked. I was famous for the nuts and the cereal. Because we always eat that, and it's always whole grain. It is whole grain, and it's Cheerios, and it's really, but compound on a lot of other things throughout the day. If I measured out my chips, like an ounce is 3 points. Well, I put an ounce and a few extra, and I eat a few while I'm counting them. Compounded on everything else. It's not like if I only had a couple of chips, yeah, then it'd be fine. But a couple of chips on compound on a couple of almonds, yeah, honest tracking. And sometimes, if I didn't track it, then I didn't think that I ate it. I lied to myself. This is all about me and my experiences. And yes, Dee lied to herself a lot. It's not only this, it's only that. And, and the reality is, it's calories in and calories out. If you're not having the correct amount of calories, or you're having too many of the calories, you're just not going to see the scale move. Your body is a machine, and that's what it bases stuff on. So, and a lot of people are doing the calorie counting, and I don't have any problem. I think calorie counting is a great idea. I think if you're not losing and you're stuck, yes, you should be counting calories. Absolutely. Are you having enough? Are you having too many? 0 point foods, and that's another big thing with me. 0 point foods have calories. A large egg is 75 to 80 calories. If you're having 3 or 4 as a snack a day, that could be 300 calories. That's a lot for just picking every once in a while. And it's only a hard-boiled egg. I'm going to have a snack. That's all. It adds up. And I know bananas. What are they? I think was it 90 calories maybe? Granted, it's good stuff. It's good foods. It's proteins and stuff. But it's calories. So as much as they are 0 points, they have calories. Non-fat Greek yogurt, a serving size. Look at the calories. Look at the serving size. And I never even realized that the app did that. When you put in the food in your app, if you put it individually, hence why the quick add isn't always your friend. It'll show you what a serving size is, and it'll tell you the calories for that. You should have a notebook maybe, and on the side, write those calories down. And then at the end of the day, add them up and see what you really did eat. Granted, you have to break down everything. I mean, there's calories in celery, there's calories in lettuce. Not a lot, but I mean, it adds up. I mean, you're not going to gain weight eating celery and carrots. That's for sure. But you really need to know what you're eating. And I think a lot of times we don't. And at least with me, and I had to go back and look at my tracker for the previous week. I would just have lunch, 8 calories. I mean, 8 points. Breakfast, 6 points. So I don't remember what I ate. It's a week later. Thinking, well, gee, and my leader's like, well, we don't know what you ate. And I'm like, so I started being more specific in my tracking. If I had overnight oats, oatmeal. I usually have a half cup, that's 4 points. If I have 3/4 of a cup of almond milk, that's 1 point. So the almond milk goes in, the oats go in that way. So this way I know specifically what points I'm using. And you know, it's a science. And if you're really dedicated and serious and really want to get the weight off, you have to do the work. I mean, I say this all the time. Is this plan doable? Yes. Is it work? Yes. It's just not going to come off because you sit there and say, okay, I'm doing Weight Watchers. You have to put the work in. And that's why I always say, play with your recipe builder, play with your serving size, the little dial. Like if you pull up, my favorite thing to use is crushed hemp hearts. And when you scan them, I think it comes up for 3 tablespoons or for 5. I can't remember now, but it gives you that's the serving size. But if I go to teaspoons and 1, it gives me 0 points. So I just need a little teaspoon on top of my oatmeal to give it a little bit of crunch. Now, again, if you had enough teaspoons all day, it would add up 2 points. If I wound up having 3 of those or 4 of those out throughout the day for some reason, I want to put on this, I want to put it on that, then I'm going to have to count it. So be very diligent, like the Lily's chips, 13 or 0. If I have 13 3 times a day, that's a point. And as weird and stupid sometimes as that sounds, that could be the thing that stalls your weight loss. It's kind of like the Premier Protein. I put a couple tablespoons in not me, people put a couple tablespoons in their coffee. Oh, it's no points. But if you have 4 or 5 cups of coffee and you use half a thing, that's a point. And it's just a point. I get it's just a point. But if I'm trying to direct this to the people that are having problems losing weight and why the scale isn't moving. And we think, oh, sometimes it's just the balance of our foods and how we're, tracking. So I am such a person who believes in tracking everything, especially if the scale's not moving. If you're fine with the way things are going, then always keep doing what you're doing. If you're seeing success, then you know what, you don't have a problem. But if you're not, that scale's not budging, or you're losing the same 2 pounds. That was me for quite a while. Not that summer, the couple years ago when I quit. Up 2, down 3, up 4, down 3. It was the same 5 pounds, and I was in this rut, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I said, I just can't do it. I can't keep paying and playing with the same 5 pounds. And basically you're just not in the program. And this program mindset is key. And if you don't have it, I hate to sit there and say you shouldn't do it, but you have to find a way to get motivated, because if you don't, you're never going to move anywhere, and you really have to want it, and you really have to fight for it. I tell everybody, you guys are brave and you're strong for trying a weight loss journey, because I think it's one of the most difficult things I've ever done. So I give you all props for trying. It's not easy. It's not. But we have to keep the fight up, because what other choice do we have? And I say, people say, well, I keep failing, I'm a loser. You're not a loser. You're a loser when you stop trying. As long as you keep trying, you're a winner. You're a winner in Dee's book. So what's this takeaway from this Hot Topics? Honest tracking. 0 foods have calories. I definitely think you should, especially if you're having trouble, break it down when you put it in your app. Put it down individually. This way you'll know. Like I said, I put my oats down. I put my milk down. So, and sometimes I used to use regular brown sugar. I would put my teaspoon of brown sugar. Like, just break it down so you know exactly what you're eating. And then you could say you need to show your tracker to somebody. Like my leader, she was always good. If you're having issues, she'd say, bring me your tracker. That's how she could help, because she could look at what you're eating. If you're eating too many of this, too many carbs, too many processed foods, too many 0-point foods, because you can. And, as much as I hate that they're called 0-point foods. I wish they were called like, or wish they would say you could have so many points of 0 point foods. Like give them points and say you could have up to like 15 points of 0 point foods. I don't even, that even sounds like a lot. I mean, that's some people, when freestyle came along, they gained weight because you can't just sit there and have it all day buffet. Here's your 0 point foods, have at it. It's sad. I mean, I wish it was, I really do. Wish there was some miracle that I could sit there and eat whatever I wanted and as much as I wanted, but I know that's not my reality. And I just, you know, sometimes, and some people, yet you get the people, there's people out there that can. Everybody's metabolism is different. Everybody processes things differently. Everybody has different ways of like exercise, the way their body breaks down food. Like people laugh when I tell them I lost 115, 16, 17 pounds. I don't know what the heck it is. With no exercise, they're like, really? And they're like working out 4 or 5 days a week. It's just, I don't know what to tell you. I can't answer that either. I said, you know, I followed the plan. I ate all my points. I was, you know, I love food. Dee likes to eat and she's a volume eater. So I had to be able to fit my food into this plan. And people are like, oh, I can't eat my points. You know, I can't eat my, and the eating the weekly thing. I don't even know what to say. There's somebody's, I said, everybody has their way of dealing with their weeklies. I dip into them when I need them. I definitely, they're there. I think the plan is designed for us to dip in them. I don't think they're sitting there to look nice. I think if we need them, we use them. I don't understand when people say, oh, I never touch my weekly. I don't understand, like considering what I used to eat versus what I started with, that's like cut my food in half. Like if you went with how you started, like beginning of your journey, what you used to eat versus the first day, and if you ate all your weeklies, you'd definitely be eating less. Of course, if you're throwing a crap ton of 0 point foods, there lies the problem. As I often said, I really believe a lot of people are just, you really need, somehow it has to be counted in. I'm a believer in, you really need to have reign of these, though I don't want to go on the green plan, so figure that one out. You think I'd want to? I just know that I keep them in check. That's my thing. I keep my 0 point foods in check. You know, I don't always have 0 point foods for breakfast. I mean, again, I might put a teaspoon of Greek yogurt in my scrambled eggs. I might put some Greek yogurt in my chicken salad. Not a whole half cup, like a tablespoon, a teaspoon. I definitely think Greek yogurt is a better option than mayo, and I like it. I think it tastes fabulous in salad, but that's me. Maybe I always think it's whatever you enjoy. I like putting mayo in, not mayo, mustard. Oh, I've been into mustards. That's a whole video, Dee's mustard fetish. I have like 8 different flavored mustard, not 8, maybe 4 different flavored mustards. Mustard is the bomb. So I'm going to end this video on that note because it's getting hot out here. So I thank you for joining me for Hot Topics for Weight Loss. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? I love saying that. I think it's funny. But anyway, if you know anybody that could use these sound advice, you know you can share my channel, invite them to Tea with Dee, invite them to the Facebook group. More the merrier, I always say. And what was I going to say? I had something else to say. I don't remember what it was. Oh, if you have an idea for hot topics, you want me to hot topic about something, leave that in your comment and I will peruse your opinion or your idea, because I love ideas. I love to have something to run with. I love it. So thank you. Have a fantastic rest of your week. I will see you. I've got a lot of things planned this week of recipe wise, so stay tuned.